This concept is about numbers, right? So quick review of what numbers are. We have done this in 10th standard. There are two type of number. First is called real and second is called complex. We don't have to study this because this is a part of your 12th, 11th standard and 12th standard subject, mainly used in higher mathematics. What are real numbers then? Any number which you can represent on a number line, right? This is your number line, minus infinity to plus infinity. This is 0 and then 1, 2. Remember this number line? You can place any number on number line is termed as real number. So why complex number cannot be placed on number line? Because complex number are not real. So why complex number is basically used? It is used in theory of maths, right? When you have to define something which you are not sure, then you use complex number. For example, like when Einstein decided to give theory of black hole, so he used complex number in his equation. Once we know that now black hole exists, so replace it with that. That's basically higher mathematics. But real number are number which we use in our day-to-day life. That's called real number, right? Because they exist. For example, there is one apple, right? It exists. One apple exists. If I say minus one apple does not exist. First thing is clear to all of you, real number, right? So any number which you place on number line is termed as real number. Now, real number are also broadly categorized into two types. These rational and irrational. What are rational number? Which you can write in the form of p by q, and where q is not equal to 0. Denominator should not be equal to 0 in any case, because anything divided by 0 is not defined. Mathematically, is not defined. Or say infinity. When we say infinity, what is the meaning of infinity? This is the sign of infinity. Heard about it? Infinity, not defined. Not defined means if I think that this class is the end of the universe, and if I go and open the window, I'll say that there is another bus stand, and I think that bus stand is the end of the universe, and then I go. So I will never reach to infinity. It is never ending thing, right? That's called infinity. So denominator should not be equal to 0. Irrational number are those number which you cannot write in the form of p by q. For example, root 2. Remember when we are writing this number in this form p and q, so this p and q are integers. We'll come to shortly what integers are. Example is root 2. So root 2 is not an integer. Right. Root 3 is not an integer. What about pi? What about pi? What about this pi? 10th standard, 9th standard, it's called pi r square. Remember area of circle pi r. And what is the value of pi? No idea? Basically, we use 22 by 7 in 10th standard. We have used 22 by 7 as the value of pi, but that is not the actual value of pi. That's most easiest form of pi which you write. So pi is basically 3.14287 and so on. So it is not coming to an end. Right? Pi has a lot of importance, but let's not get into that. And Pi Day is celebrated on 14th of March, 3.14, first 3 digits. 14th of March is called Pi Day. So pi is an irrational number. Right? Now, rational number, I told you whether p and q are integers. So what are integers then? So integers are of three types. One is called negative integers, second is called positive integers, third is called 0. So what are positive integers? Also called positive counting numbers. So if I have to count number of people in this room, I'm going to count 1, 1.5, 1.75 or 1, 2, 3. How you will count number of people in this room? You will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So positive integers are basically all positive counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what are negative integers? Called negative counting number, -1, -2, -3, and so on. And then we have 0. Here, difference. This positive integers are also called natural numbers. Positive integers are also called natural numbers. So natural number are those numbers which starts with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Then we also have whole numbers. Whole number is what? Starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So the difference between natural number and whole number is whole number has one extra 0. Rest everything is same. Right? Is clear? Now, other type of number. You know about prime numbers? Next is prime numbers. What are prime numbers? Which cannot be divided or something else? Prime numbers. So prime numbers are those numbers which can only be divided by two numbers. One is 1 and second is number itself. Right? In general, any number which has two factors. Remember, factors sometimes is also called divisor. Don't get confused if they write factor or divisor. Both have same meaning. So any number which has only two factors is called prime number. Which is the smallest prime number? 2. Right? Because 2 can only be divided by 1 and 2. Next is very good. Very good. Yes. Yes. Good. 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 53, 59, 90. These are all prime numbers from 1 to 100. All these numbers are divisible by 1 and number itself. So there are total 25 prime numbers from 1 to 100. Right? So numbers which are not prime are called composite numbers. Actually, not a true definition. Composite number means number which has more than two factors. Right? For example, 4. Right? Example 4. So any number which has more than two factors. For example, 4, then 6, then 8, 9, 10, 12, and so on. So from 1 to 100, if there are total 25 prime numbers, so how many composite numbers are there? From 1 to 100, if there are 25 prime numbers, then other number are composite number. 75 or 74? 70? Because there is number 1. 1 is neither prime nor composite. Because 1 has only one factor, called neither prime nor composite. So there are total 74 composite numbers. The question is why prime numbers are important. Why a lot of importance are given to prime number? First of all, prime numbers are random. Right? Prime numbers are random. Like some people, or you yourself has asked to many people ki where maths is used in real life. It's a common question we generally ask to people, right? कहाँ use होता है maths? So understand maths is used everywhere. And why prime numbers are so important? Because first of all, there is no particular formula for that. They occur randomly. See, 2, 3 consecutive, then 1 gap 5, then 1 gap 7, then 3 gap 11, right? So it's occurring randomly. There is no pattern they are following, right? If you look at any composite number, right? Whether it is 4, 6 or 8, any composite number you take. 4 is made by what? 2 into 2, C prime. 6 is made 2 into 3. 8 is made by 2 into 2 into 2. 10 is made by 2 and 5. So either a number is a prime or it is made by multiplying prime. Here 10 is made by what? 2 into 5. And 2 is also prime. 5 is also prime. 8 is made by what? 2 into 2 into 2. So either in the maths, number will be a prime or it is made by prime, except one. Now, you know that it is too difficult to hack your account number unless you have information. Nobody can hack your account number. Why? Because account numbers are very large digits, right? Big digits. So a hacker who is there, who is going to hack, should know that this large number is actually a prime number or it is made by prime. Right? Since prime number does not follow any pattern, so that is why a computer which we have, supercomputer, they cannot identify whether number is a prime or not. Because computers or anything identify patterns. Like, must have heard about AI these days, right? I tell you what AI is and how they recognize pattern and what pattern I'm talking about. So if you search something on Instagram or search something on Google, suddenly that thing start appearing next day on your feed, right? Suppose you search, let's say, protein powder. You'll get all protein powder ad only. All ad across India will pop protein powder wherever you go. You search something about shoes, next day you'll get all shoes. So they recognize your pattern. So in order to beat AI, you don't have to allow AI to recognize the pattern. Right? So one day I'll take a class on how to beat AI so that they cannot recognize the pattern. So if there is a pattern, a supercomputer, any computer, right? A supercomputer especially can identify the pattern. But since prime numbers are randomly occurring, so they cannot identify the pattern. And that is why the importance of prime number is very high. Recently, mathematician has found one of the largest prime number, right? Very large prime number. And then they said that prime number has its own importance, but then they are random. That is the best part about it. So prime number is clear, composite number is clear. Remember, all composite number is nothing but made by prime, multiplying prime. Take any number. Even if you take 12, so 12 is made by 2 into 2 into 3. Right? Okay. Now, there is something called prime factorization. This is called prime factorization. Right? Prime factorization. What is prime factorization? Prime factorization is basically writing any composite number as a product of its prime. For example, 24. If I have a number 20, or let's say 12. 12 is what? 2 square into 3 raised to the power 1. 18 is what? 2 raised to the power 1 into 3 square. 42 is what? 2 into 3 into 7 all raised to power. This is called prime factorization. That means you just take a number, composite number, and factorize it into its prime. That's called prime factorization. Right? So this prime factorization thing will help you to identify LCM HCF first thing. It helps a lot of other properties of numbers, but it will primarily help you to, for competitive exam, it help you to identify how to find out LCM, HCF and the questions related to that. Right? Okay. Anything you want to make it into this? Note it down. I'll share the recording with you. You need pen, paper? Read. I'll give you paper. I'll do that. Okay. So the question is LCM and HCF. Concept of LCM and HCF. Do you know the full form of LCM? Full form of LCM? It's called lowest common multiple. Lowest common multiple. What about HCF? Yeah, HCF is highest common factor. Sometimes this HCF is also called GCD, which is called greatest common divisor. Remember I told you that divisor and factor are same thing. So either they write GCD or they write HCF. Both the things are same. Right. Let's try to understand what is the meaning of LCM and how to find out LCM. First concept and then shortcut. So suppose if I take those two numbers 12 and 18 only, and if I ask you to find out the LCM of these two numbers. So LCM means I have to write down the multiple first. So what are the multiples of 12? 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, and then 84, and so on, right? There are so many multiples. Multiples of 18 are 18, 36, 54, 72, 90, and so on, right? Now you see there are some numbers which are common, 36, 72, and there are so many other numbers which will be common in both, right? All these are called multiples, right? Common multiples. See, these are multiples. Then we have to find out numbers which are common. Common multiples are 36, 72, and there are so many. Among all the common multiple, you have to choose the lowest one. Which is the lowest? 36. So therefore, LCM of these two numbers is what? 36. This is concept. You don't have to use this method. Should not be used, right? Should know what LCM and HCF is. Next is HCF, called highest common factor, also called GCD. Right? Now let's take two numbers 12 and 18 only. Now for HCF, I have to write first factors of these numbers. Now factors are those numbers which can divide this. Which is the number which can divide 12? 1 can divide 12. Can 2 divide 12? Can 3 divide 12? Can 4 divide 12? Can 5 divide 12? 6. Then for 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, no. 5, no. 6, yes. 9. There are so many common factors, right? There are so many common factors. Among all the common factors, which is the highest? 6. So therefore, HCF of these two numbers is what? 6. Right? So you got LCM, you got HCF. Got LCM and you got HCF, right? Now see, I should not use this method. I need to use prime factorization or find LCM and HCF. And then I'll tell you something which you have done in smaller classes also, but nobody ever told you that you can find LCM and HCF by that method also. Let's understand. First 12 and 18, prime factorize this. 2 square into 3 raised power 1. And this is 2 raised power 1 into 3 square, right? First thing you should do is prime factorize the number. Prime factorize it, right? Then to find LCM and HCF simultaneously. For LCM, understand, for lowest common multiple, whatever prime numbers you see, you write all of them. What are the prime numbers you can see here? So write 2 and 3. And for LCM, for lowest common multiple, raise it to their highest power. For LCM, it will do ulta, highest power. So what is the highest power of 2? 2. And highest power of 3? 2. What is 2 square? 4. 3 square 9. 4 nines are 36. So you got your LCM or not? For HCF, only the common prime factors. Only the common prime factors. HCF means a number which divides both. Right? So the only common prime factors. Again, 2 and 3 are common in both, right? So write 2 and 3. And for LCM, if you are raising it to highest power, for LCM, for HCF, raise it to the lowest power. So what is the lowest power of 2? And lowest power of 3? Also 1. So raise it to their lowest power. 2, 3. How much? See, LCM HCF. This is fine, right? This is how you should do it. But when numbers are small, right, there is another method also. I mean, if you are good in calculation, then you can use for larger number also. We have to find out what? LCM and HCF of 12 and 18, right? First you write this number in 12 by 18 or 18 by 12, your choice. To find HCF, tell me you can divide these two numbers with some common number. Can you divide 12 and 18 with what? Right. Or first let's say 2, right? We don't know, right? 6 I know that I can do directly with small numbers are there. But I can divide with 2. So 2 6 are 2 9s are. So you can divide with 2. So write 2 here. Then can you further divide it with what? So 3 2s are 3 3s are. So you can divide also with 3 or not. After that, can you divide? No. So therefore HCF is 6. 2 3s are 6, right? As far as LCM is concerned, you write your HCF, which is what? 6, and then multiply this and this with it. So 6, 2 into 3. How much it is? So you got LCM and HCF simultaneously. Right? Tell me we have done these things in school or not. But you never know that this is nothing but LCM and HCF only. Understood? What is clear? Before I move further, also teach you what are co-prime numbers. Do you know what are co-prime numbers? You know what are co-prime numbers? Co-prime, relative prime. So let me explain you what are co-prime numbers. This you need not to note, and you should know this. Co-prime or relative prime. If the highest common factor between two numbers is 1, if HCF of two number is 1, then they are said to be co-prime. That means you cannot divide them only. For example, if I have 9 and 16, what are the factors of 9? 1, 3, 9. Factors of 16. 1, 2, 4, 8 and 16. So there are so many factors for 9. So 9 is a composite number, right? And 16 is also a composite number. But together they are co-prime. Why? Because there is no other number which can divide them except 1. So how you will come to know whether number are co-prime or not? So for numbers, you first write them in this form. If there are two numbers, right? Can you cancel them? No. When you cannot cancel them, they are co-prime. For example, if I take 10 and 6, are they co-prime? No. Why? We can cancel it. We can cancel it with 2. So if you cancel it with 2, this will be what? 5 by 3. Now they are co-prime. First thing. Second thing, any two consecutive number are always coprime. Any two numbers are two consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers are always coprime. Pick up any two consecutive number. Remember, 1 and 2 can also be coprime. 1 is not a prime number, but 1 and 2 together can be coprime. So 1 and 2 are coprime, 2 and 3 are coprime, 3 and 4 are coprime, 4 and 5 are also coprime. So take any two consecutive number, always coprime. You pick up any number, any two consecutive number, always coprime. Apart from that, there are many other pair which are also coprime. Like 9 and 16 are coprime. 31 and 43 are coprime. They are also coprime, right? Coprime thing is clear. That is also clear. We'll take one more example over there. Since both are made up of 2 and 3. (20) and 42. 20 is what? 2 square into 5 raised power. 42 is what? 2 into 3 into 7. You know prime factorization, you guys have done this smaller classes. 2 tens are 20, 2 fives are 10, 5 ones are 5. This is called prime factorization. I'm just doing it because I thought that you know this. If I have to find out LCM, I told you what? For LCM, whatever prime numbers you see, write all of them. What are the prime numbers you can see? 2, 3, 5 and 7. And for LCM, you have to raise it to their highest powers. What is the highest power of 2? Highest power of 3, 5, 1, 7. How much is this? See, whenever you have 2 and 5 now, first you multiply them. Multiply this. How much it is? 20. 2 square into 5. 2 square is 4. 4 5s are? And now you have to multiply 20 with what? 21. So don't multiply 20 with 21. Multiply 2 with 21 and put a 0 in the end. So 2 with 21 is how much? 42. And put 1 0. Answer is 420. You do mental calculation. Normal circumstances in real life. You guys do. Start doing mental calculation. You don't do it, right? When you go and buy some groceries, कुछ सामान खरीदने जाते हो घर से बाहर? You guys go and buy some groceries or something? नहीं? So when you go and then start doing mental calculation, it helps. For HCF, I told you what? Only the common prime factors. What are the common prime factors? Except 2, anything is common? No. And for HCF, you have to raise it to there. HCF is 2 only. Now, when I say HCF is 2, that means 2 is the only number which will divide both. Let's check it out. 20 by 42. 2 tens are 2, 21. After that, can you divide 10 and 21? No. What type of number 10 and 21 are? Check whether 2 and 10 and 21 are coprime or not. Coprime. You cannot divide it further, right? When you cannot divide it, they are coprime. Here, this part is okay. Done this? Okay. A few things. First is, this is for 2 number, we'll come to 3 number. LCM into HCF of two number is always equal to product of two numbers. Right? LCM into HCF of two number is equal to product of two numbers. For example, the first example we took what? 18 and 12, right? So multiply 18 and 12. And what was the LCM? 36. HCF 6. What is the product of this 18 into 12? 216. Very good. 36 into 6 is also 216. Which is 6 cube, right? 6 cube is 216. This is clear? LCM HCF is same as the product of two number. Now take the second example. Second example, what is two numbers? 20 and 42. And what is LCM? 420. HCF 2. What is 42 into 2? 84, put a 0. 42 into 2, 84, put a 0. But this is only valid for two numbers, not for three numbers, not for four numbers, five numbers, only for two numbers. First thing. Clear? ये यहाँ से हाँ ये LCM है, ये HCF है, and these are your two numbers N1 and N2. See? Understood? Sure? Doubt? वो पहले जो नंबर लिए थे दो, इससे पहले जो नंबर लिए थे, yeah, same. This one. These are your two numbers, and this is LCM into HCF. I've taken two examples, this one and that one. Okay. Now let us understand one more thing. We'll take this. In this, what is your first number? Second number? What was the HCF? Right? So whenever you take your first number and divide with the HCF, you will get some quotient. Let's say quotient is A. Remainder will be 0. Similarly, when you divide your second number with HCF, you will get B and remainder is 0 always. Right? Remainder will be 0. But what we are interested in this, so this A and B are always co-prime. This A and B are always co-prime. Let's check with this example only. So you have 20, HCF is 2, 2 tens are, remainder is 0. Next number is 42, divided by 2, 21. 10 and 21, I told you, right? 10 and 21 divided by HCF, numbers are always co-prime. Clear? This is your second thing. Third thing in this, HCF into A into B is your LCM, which also I explained you. Remember I told you when you take HCF and then what is left after taking HCF? 10 by 21. So if you take HCF 2 into 10 into 21, will give you a LCM. Remember I told you, if you have a number, let's say 20 by 42. So HCF, how to find out HCF? Something which divides both, 2 divides both, and then 10 and 21. And now I have to do what? Take 2 multiplied with 10 and 21. and 10 and 21 are nothing but A and B. Clear? Okay. So this is important because you do get questions based on this. Now let's take some three numbers. So three numbers, a formula is not valid. Say you have 15, 35 and 42 only. 15 is 3 into 5. 35 is 5 into 7. And this is 2 into 3 into 7. For three numbers or four numbers. What is the LCM? I told you write everything. All prime numbers you see. Write everything. You can write 2, 3, 5 and raise it to there. Now highest power of 2 is 1 only. 5 2s are 10, 7 3s are 21. 21 into 10, 210. 21 into 10 is what? 210. What about HCF? Only the common prime factors. Is 3 common in all? No. Is 3 common in all? No. 5 common in all? No. Is 2 common in all? Nothing is common, right? When nothing is common, therefore HCF is what? 1. Right? HCF 1 means there is no number which can cancel all three numbers simultaneously. 5 can cancel first two numbers. Take 7 can cancel second and third number. But there is no number which can cancel all three. Right? So therefore, when nothing can cancel all given numbers, then it is called HCF. Then HCF is 1, sorry. Now that formula is not valid. See, this formula is not valid for three numbers. That means if you multiply 15, 35 and 42 and multiply with LCM and HCF. So LCM is very small, 210 into 1, which is 210, while 15 into 35 into 42 is going to be very large. Right? So you can make a note of it. Okay. Bye. और निकाल के देता हूँ. पैर ठीक. Let's take questions based on LCM and HCF. Find the least number which, when divided by 2, divided by which when divided by 5 or 7 leaves 2 as remainder. Right? Question is, you have to find the least number. Let's say least number is n. When divided by 5, it leaves a remainder of 2. And same n when divided by what? 7 also leaves a remainder of 2. So you have to tell me the first number. Least number means first number. Suppose if I take, let's say 9. So 9 when divided by 7 leaves a remainder of 2 or not? It should also leaves a remainder of 2 when divided by 5. So when divide 9 with 5, remainder is what? 4. But I need what? 2. So 9 cannot be the number. Let's take 12. If 12 divided by 5 leaves a remainder of 12 divided by 7 leaves a remainder of 5. So 12 cannot be the number. You cannot go and do hit and trial here, right? Hit and trial should not be done in such cases. There are so many infinite numbers. How many numbers you will take? So you should know that how to find out the first number and what are the things you have to keep in mind, right? What are the things you have to keep in mind? Whenever this is given and this is missing, whenever your dividend is missing, this n is called dividend, right? This 5 and 7 are called divisor and your remainder is same. Understand, whenever you have to find out this dividend, so you always take the LCM of divisor, in this case 5 and 7, and add common remainder to it, right? First thing you're supposed to do what? Even it can be 3, 4, 5, whatever. You should always take LCM of what? This divisor. And add the common remainder. In both cases, remainder is same. So add that remainder to it. What is LCM of 5 and 7? Now 5 and 7 are co-prime. And at the same time, both are prime also. So their LCM is always multiplication of this. What is 5 sevens are? Plus, what is 35 plus 2? So 37 is our first number. Now divide 37 with 5. Divide 37 with 7. 7 5 are 35, remainder is 2. Both cases you are getting remainder as 2 or not. Okay. Whenever you want to find out the series of such number, when I say series, it means what? Not only one number, there are many numbers which will follow this. So in that case, to find series of such number, you simply take 35k and add 2 to it. What is k? K is a natural number. If you put k is equal to 1, 35 into 1 plus 2, 37. If you put k is equal to 2, so 35 into 2 is what? Plus 2. Now divide 72 with 5, remainder is 2. Divide 72 with 7, remainder is 2. So you'll get a series of such numbers when you replace k with some number, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Second is, same question, I just change the remainder. Find the least number which, when divided by 5 or 7, leaves 2 and 4 as remainder respectively. Right? Leaves 2 or 4 as remainder respectively. That means when you divide that number n with what? 5, it leaves a remainder of 2. And when you divide the same number n with 7, leaves a remainder of 4. Now in this case, your remainder is not same. So when a remainder is not same, then you have to check the next thing. Next thing is what? Difference between divisor and remainder is same or not. What is the difference between divisor and remainder? 3. And this is also what? 3. So if the difference is same between divisor and remainder, then your first step remains same. To find that number, first thing you have to do LCM of 5 and 7, same 5 and 7, and then subtract that difference between divisor and remainder, which is what? Over there you have to add common remainder, here you have to subtract the difference between divisor and remainder. What is LCM of 5 and 7? Minus 3. What is 35 minus 3? Divide 32 with 5 and check remainder is 2. 5 6 are 30, remainder is 2. Divide 32 with 7, remainder is 4. 7 4s are 28 plus 4 32, right? And to find series of such number, 35 into k minus 3. That means if you want to find out second number, you have to put k is equal to 2, you'll get second number. K is equal to 3, you'll get third number, and so on. Clear? This part is clear? Auto? See, maths is going to be this is called aptitude. Now, the most difficult exam on the entire planet for aptitude is CAT. You know CAT exam, right? Heard about CAT exam? So CAT is the most difficult aptitude exam, even difficult than GMAT and GRE. That's why many people don't even answer CAT, because they feel that's very difficult exam. Actually not, right? But then fine. Now, if you prepare for CAT, for example, so you can clear any aptitude exam. Then all other exams we have, right? Be it UPSC, CSE, which is a qualifying exam, be it GPSC, which is Goa Public Service Commission exam, be it Goa SSC, be it the central SSC CGL. Heard about SSC CGL, right? Or be it about banking exam, be it about RBI exam, be it about Corporation of India exam, be it about LIC exam. All exam will have aptitude part in it. Aptitude and logical reasoning are your core, and English. Some exam will have GK in it, fine. Some exam will not have GK in it. Some exam will have a computer test in it. That's called additional thing. But aptitude is going to be there with all things. Things which are happening across the globe. First, aptitude is becoming tougher exam. All the aptitude based exam is becoming tougher. And the whole reason goes that to is AI. Leaves a remainder of leaves. And second is competition is becoming tough. So you cannot completely rely on this thing exam that I have to answer only that exam. There are 10 other exams which you can answer being a graduate. Try your luck everywhere. Once you get a job, fine. If you are looking for a job security, even defense exams say CDS, many people don't answer, many people don't answer and go only. That also is an aptitude based exam. Tough. slightly tougher than Goa. Goa is also going to be tough. Banking exams are also tough. Easy तो कुछ नहीं रहा. अब सब गया, easy वाला जमाना गया. Goa में like I have traveled across India. I have taught in across India. Ahmedabad, Indore, Mumbai, Pune. Goa में maths का the craze is not there only maths. See, the problem is till 10th Goa board is very easy. So you know that there is a defined syllabus. The moment you ask anything extra, the parents go to department. Yeah, उनके पास जाके हल्ला मचाते हैं कि what is this? How can you give this so tough exam? But now the reality is facing. See, I tell you, there is a job called quant finance, right? उसका इंडिया में starting salary 1 crore है. There are 22 vacancies. We don't have quant finance people. Starting salary 1 CR. You don't have quant. You have to be an MBA, right, from top college, masters, and you should have maths. That's a primary requirement now. So you see, all the colleges have started asking people to have maths. So maths is going to be your base. So whether you like it or hate it, you have to do it. कहते हैं ना, शादी करो ना करो, मतलब शादी करना ही पड़ता है, कुछ भी कर लो, शादी का लड्डू खाना ही पड़ता है, whether you like it or hate it. Not allowed. Yeah, actually calculator should not be used, right, at all. इजी पड़ता है ना, ब्रेन ही काम करना बंद कर देता है फिर उसके बाद. ब्रेन डज नॉट वर्क ओनली. नहीं, या आई एम टीचिंग 10-12. अभी नहीं है. कॉमर्स में आई थिंक इज देयर फॉर अकाउंट्स, बट 10th and 12th maths is not there. Accounts not there. CPSC is not there. I don't know about accounts now because I take maths basically. Not a good sign. मतलब नहीं अलाउड है. तो दिमाग कैलकुलेशन करना चाहिए. चलो, दिस इज क्लियर. See, you have to be in calculation because there is a topic called simplification. A lot of multiplication will be there in that. So you should not get, who is going to do that now? So you should know, first thing you should know approximation. Second thing, you should know certain small tricks to multiply numbers. Third thing, you should also use options. Sometimes a question is given to you, the larger calculation, and the last digit of all that large number will be different in the option. You just have to find out. For example, if you have a number, let's say 12 into 13 into 79 into 54 into 86. And this is what given to you, and there are 4 options given to you. You just have to see whether this multiplication is given, 4 options are given. Look at their last digit. If all last digits are different in the option, then you don't have to do anything. You simply have to multiply the last digit of all these numbers. 2 3s are, 6 9s are, that is 4. 4 4s are, and then again 6 6s are. That means you will only find one option where last digit is 6. Right? All other options will have last digit different. You simply have to take the options here. They're not asking you to multiply. They want you to be logically strong, whether you can use that logic or not. Multiplication, anyone can do it, right? But I don't have time. I have 1 minute to solve one question. If I go and multiply this number, it's going to be very large. So that is what you should know. Right? You should also know, let me take that part also so that you get comfortable. So multiplication. Let me take first simple example. Numbers which are close to base 100. Next time when you have this, you can do mental calculation for this. Suppose there are two numbers which are close to base 100. Let's say 104 and 107. Right? So if I ask you to multiply 104 with 107, how you do it? Without calculator. 100. Okay. 100 multiplied by 2. Okay. Why 100 will be multiplied by 2? Okay, there are various ways. You can write 100 plus 4 as 104 and then multiply this with this, right? And then this with this, then this with this, and then this with this. That is how you do. It's basically same as 104 into 107, that 7 4s are 28, 707. You are doing the same thing, right? Okay. I'll give you some other method which I don't know whether you guys have learned this or not. School वाले सिखाते नहीं है. Write 104, write 107. Draw two lines. Tell me this 104 is how much more than 100? So write plus 4. This 107 is how much more than 100? So write plus 7. Now, here what you will get is multiplication of these two numbers. 7 4s are, write 28. And what you get here is cross addition of this. So either this plus this or this plus this. Both will give the same answer. So what is 107 plus 4? This is your answer. Okay. And take how much is more than 100? Plus 9 plus 8 9s are 72 and cross addition of this or this. So 108 plus 9 is 117. That's your answer. You can cross multiply, cross addition. This plus this or this plus this. Both will give the same answer. 108 plus 9 or 109 plus 8, both will give the same answer. And this you have to multiply. Right? So this you should do when you have good multiplication rate. Larger number also you can do it, but this place can maximum hold 2 digits. Right? Or should always be 2 digit. Anything extra should go out. So if I have to multiply 101 into 102, how much this is? Plus 1 plus 2. How much this will be? Right? We have to multiply 2 or something else called 0 2. 2 digit, right? In maths you never write 1 2, right? 0 1 0 2 0 3 0 4. James Bond कहता है ना 007. And here you have to cross addition of this. 102 plus 1 or 101 plus 2. How much it is? You can also take some numbers which are less than 100. Let's say 96 into 97. Let's say. How much this is less than 100? How much less than 100? Minus into minus plus. 4 3s are. And here either this minus this or this minus this. Both will give the same answer. 97 minus 4. Which coming to that. This is clear. You have to do the exactly same thing. Right? So if you have 3 digit, for example, 112 and 113. Plus 12 into 13. So what is 12 into 13? No, don't you talk. Right? Multiply 12 into 13. See, if you want to multiply 12 into 13 mentally, right? You write 12 and break 13 as 10 plus 3. Always break your number into second number into two parts. What is 12 into 10? And 12 threes are so 120 plus 36, 156, right? Now once you get 156, also you got 156. Just keep last two digit here, right? 5, 6, and 1 as carry forward, right? 1. Then here, first you cross add them, this plus this or this plus this. What is 113 plus 12 or 100 plus 12, 13? 125 and add 1 to it. So you 125 and then add 1 to it. So how much it is? 12656. Any can base 200 होता है तो base 200 में just small thing you have to will you split these subjects. We'll have everything like maths, logical reasoning, and data interpretation, and verbal. Yeah. Maths, logical reasoning, and English. Yeah. And computers, so I'll give you that basic idea what computer questions which are being asked on computers. GK is not there. यार बच्चों गोवा में टीचर ही नहीं मिलते कंपनी छोड़ो आई एम सर्चिंग फॉर टीचर नॉट गेटिंग टीचर but maths logical reasoning and English because basically maths will have close to except the geometry because they don't ask geometry and you have 9 topics of arithmetic, 2 of algebra, which is linear and quadratic, some part of cubic equation also. So there are 9 plus 2, 11 topics are there in maths. You don't have higher mathematics, so nothing to worry. And there is one more miscellaneous topic. 12 topics are there, close to 12 to 13 topics in maths are there. Then we have close to around 18 to 19 topics in logical reasoning. And verbal you have like verbal ma'am will tell you around 12 to 13 things you have in verbal. So if you see, first we'll start with the basics, right? And once we finish the basic part, let's say for example, in 2 classes, if we finish, let's say numbers system, we are talking about. Once you are done with number system, then I have a book, I have worksheet also, so I'll be giving it to you. You have to solve that worksheet. Now worksheet will have close to 40, 45, 50 questions. Some question we'll do in class, but remaining question you have to try at home. So once you are done with that, we'll take up doubt of that. So it takes right close to 3 classes to finish any big chapter. And for small chapter, it takes 2 classes minimum. So you count it now. It goes up to that. Yes. So do you have any idea when the exams will start? 3 to 4 months. 3 months, yeah. I heard it is somewhere in mid of March. August. No. Extended. You guys are answering Goa based exam? Sorry? Should answer. PSI, well, you are answering PSI? Fill it. 20, now they have extended the date. Answer it. Huh? No, they extended it.